But my second and deeper goal, and I know it's the goal of Howard being here and it's the goal of Greg being here, is that we each leave here this evening inspired to go home and make our lives better. Because being here tonight together is nice, but if you don't actually make any change in your life, if you don't actually do something differently, then tonight will have just been a nice evening. Our goal is to have tonight really make a difference. So, unfortunately, however, most people don't like to leave here and go home and do something differently. And the reason for that is that we, as human beings, are creatures of habit, and we'd rather just keep on doing the same old, even if it's not working. And I want to prove this to you by doing a very old experiment. Half of you have done this before, but humor me, I do it differently than the rest of the world. I just want to show you how habituated we are. I'd like you to please fold your hands. Now notice, if you will, which thumb is on top. How many of you have your right thumb on top? Raise your hand if your right thumb is on top. According to the research, they say you are better thinkers. That means you're smarter than the rest of us. But you knew that. How many of you have your left thumb on top? Raise your hand. They say you're sexier. We have a very sexy crowd here in Santa Cruz tonight. Now, in every group of this size, there are always a couple of you who have both thumbs on top. You just think you're sexier. Here's the real experiment. Put your hands back the way they were originally. Lift up all your fingers in both thumbs. Shift them all down so your opposite thumb is now on top, and your fingers are now interlocked differently. And how does that feel? Weird, awkward, and uncomfortable. This is why people don't like to change their old habits. The only way we are going to experience change on this planet of ours and change in our own lives is by people being willing to feel uncomfortable for a period of time until they get used to new habits. The first happiness habit that science talks about has to do with our mind. Oops. And the habit is, don't believe everything you think. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean that it's true. So our thoughts, and in particular our thoughts about ourselves, our self-esteem, generally tend to be pretty negative. Do you know we have an epidemic of low self-esteem in our society? 2 out of every 3 adults in America have low self-esteem. 2 out of 3 is a very high percentage. In fact, right now I'd like you all to turn and look to the person to your right, if you would. And now turn and look to the person to your left. Only one of you is okay. I want to share with you a story about someone that we interviewed for Happy for No Reason, who used a simple practice of the heart in her life and saw a dramatic change. Her name was CJ. And CJ had been very depressed. She had had lupus for 15 years, which is an autoimmune disorder, had lots of symptoms. She was in pain quite often. She got around in a wheelchair, and she was pretty miserable. She heard about a very simple practice of loving kindness. It was called metta meditation. Some people in here may be familiar with it. And she decided to try it out. And very simply, it just went like this. Every day, she made a commitment to do this every day for a year. Every day, she would wake up in the morning and sit up in bed and send herself a prayer of loving kindness that went like this. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. She would send that to herself for about a minute. Then throughout the rest of her day, she would silently send the same wish to everybody she would see. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. She wouldn't tell them she was doing it. It would just be a silent wish from her heart to her friends, her neighbors, even the people strangers she would pass down the highway. She'd look into their car and beam them that wish. After 1 year of doing this, I can't tell you what happened to the people that she sent the wish to, but here's what happened to her. Her happiness levels skyrocketed. She's out of the wheelchair. She's exercising 3 times a week. She is completely symptom-free. And the doctors tell her that it was a medical miracle. The only thing that she did differently was to wish other people happiness and health and herself. send loving kindness. We have tools to change our life. And why do I care about that so much? And the reason I believe we all are here is that I deeply believe that the way that we are going to change this world is through each one of us changing our own lives.